Good morning, Indie students. Today, I'm going to talk with you about the expectations for Quiet Cafeteria. I am really excited that we get to continue to offer this and we get to offer it every day. But Quiet Cafeteria is just a space for students who like a quieter place to spend recess and lunch. So instead of going outside for recess and then into the main cafeteria for lunch, you instead may go to this place where it's a voice level of zero and a completely quiet space for you to spend recess and lunch. So let's look at some of those details. This will start tomorrow. And then this will be an alternative every day for the rest of the school year. But to attend, you must have a pass from your teacher. If you head down to Quiet Cafeteria without the pass, you will be directed to go back to your class, which would be outside for recess. Every classroom teacher has 5 passes, and they will give those out to the students who get to attend Quiet Cafeteria that day. As I mentioned, it is for both recess and lunch. So you cannot go out to recess and then head into Quiet Cafeteria. You would go for the full 40 minutes. So instead of going out for recess, you would go directly to the Quiet Cafeteria. If you are getting a school lunch, you will take your Quiet Cafeteria pass and you will head into the cafeteria and you will kindly go to the front of the line. So you can go right up near the front and you can tell the other students, I'm headed to Quiet Cafeteria. And everybody will know if someone does that to you, that means they can go in front of you. You'll then also want to show that pass to the lunch staff because that alerts them that you should have a disposable tray. If you get a regular tray, please just kindly remind the staff there that you're headed to Quiet Cafeteria and they should give you this kind of like paper disposable tray with your food on there. And the reason you need that is because you're not returning back to the cafeteria. Rather, you will dispose of everything down at our Quiet Cafeteria space. You will want to bring your lunch and consider bringing something to work on. So if you're bringing a school lunch, you'll bring that lunch with that disposable tray. If you brought a lunch from home, you don't need to stop at the cafeteria first. You can just head on down there. And if you're able, if you have enough arms to manage it all, you can bring something that you want to spend your time doing. So things to think about would be a really good book to read. If you like to color, if you like to draw, if you have homework, great time to do homework. But please note that it is a technology-free zone. So you may not bring your Chromebooks down there or use any technology when you're there. Also, I need you to know that it is a voice level of zero at all times. So that does not mean a whisper voice, and there is no exceptions to this. So if you are not one that wants to remain at a voice level of zero the entire 40 minutes, this is not a place for you. Rather, this is a completely quiet space to spend that time. You are going to see snippets from previous videos that I've made. So the next one will kind of demonstrate for you how you get down there and what that looks like. And then I'll end with a previous video that I made with just some additional reminders. And you will walk down the 3rd grade hallway all the way down to really close to Miss Samuelson's gym. So come with me. All right, boys and girls, right now while I'm doing the video, Kids Club is in there, so it's a little bit noisy and I probably won't be able to show you fully what it'll look like. But this is the Quiet Cafeteria. You see the store right here? Right next to it is Miss Samuelson's gym. So it's the stop right before her gym, and you will go right in there. There'll be a lunch monitor and they'll be welcome you into the space. So you will give your pass to the lunch monitor, and then the lunch monitor will direct you where you sit. So let's see if we can take a peek in there. So you can see there are, I believe, 4 sets of 2 cafeteria tables. And the lunch monitor will direct you where you sit. They're going to have about 3 on each side. You will sit where you're directed at the table and you'll eat your lunch. Then, and you can eat and read at the same time or eat and work on something at the same time. When you're done eating, what you're going to do is we're going to peek in there again. So you can see where the garbage is. Right next to the garbage on the table, there's going to be a bucket where you will dump your milk. So when you're done eating, you'll walk up to that space, you'll take your carton of milk, you'll dump it into the bucket, and then you can throw the carton in the garbage and you can throw your garbage right into that garbage. Once you're done eating, you can then move to any space in that area. So if you want to sit on the floor, if you want to sit in another spot, you can do so where you will quietly read or draw or write or work on something. The expectation is a voice level of 0. So that means absolutely no talking. If you're not following those expectations, the recess monitor is going to give you a kind reminder. But then after that, if that continues and you aren't able to follow those expectations, you won't be able to rejoin the quiet cafeteria for a period of time. The lunch monitors will dismiss you. So 3rd and 4th graders, you will leave and head back to your classroom. 5th graders, just so you know, they're gonna dismiss you about 2 minutes prior to your class being dismissed from lunch because you have a rather long walk to get back to. All right, boys and girls. So if you're a 3rd grader or if you're a 5th grader, you're gonna walk down that 3rd grade hallway just like I did. 4th graders, you would head down the 4th grade hallway and then cut across by the red brick bathrooms and then head down right before Miss Samuelson's gym. Just some things to re-emphasize is you will want to make sure that you're coming with your lunch and your belongings, that you're walking down the hallway on the right side of the hallway at a voice level of 0. And then as I showed in the video, and as I said previously, when you arrive, you will give that pass to the monitor, and then the monitor will direct you. There's numbers on the seats, and those numbers are colored. So they might say, sit at the purple table, seat number 2. So that's where you will be directed to sit until you're done with your lunch. In the video, it talked about dumping your milk. As you are bringing a home lunch, there might be milk, there might be a juice box, but if you are throwing something away, you'll want to make sure you empty the liquid first before you throw it away. If you have like a water bottle or something that you're just taking back home with you, you wouldn't necessarily need to empty that into the bucket. We just don't want liquids in our garbage can. One really important piece to know is that you can only use the belongings that you brought. So you wouldn't be using the belongings that the person next to you brought. And you also cannot use any of the kids' club materials that are in there. So although once you are done eating, you can go sit somewhere else. So there's couches in there. There are rugs. There are different places on the floor, or you can stay in your seat. But when you're done eating, you can move to a different location, but you cannot use the things in the room. So Kids Club does have some building things. They do have some toys. Those are not for us to use. So only use the materials that you brought. And just one last reminder, I want to make sure that you know if you don't remain at a voice level of 0, you will have to stay out of that quiet cafeteria for several weeks. So make sure you're following that expectation. But this starts tomorrow. Students, I'm really excited to be able to offer this again because I know many of you have been asking me, when is it going to start? So we will see you down there tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day today. Bye-bye.